the song is over, and I'm kind of like, and he's looking at me for a reaction. I go, dude, wow, that's fucking harsh. I said, how come I'm not in it? And he goes, you're the only one who's not in it. I said, thanks. It was kind of like, but listen to the way history it proves is that Andy Setcher and Bob Guccione Jr., those guys all got immortalized in a Guns N' Roses song. So even though they were slammed, and I was left out, so I was not immortalized in a Guns N' Roses song.
In the liner notes.
I'm in the liner notes after Fuck You St. Louis. Lonn and Joy's Friend, Fuck You St. Louis. Yeah, we're in the liner notes.
Let's see, so after you were the music supervisor of Airheads.
Yes, Airheads. That I tell that story in detail in Life on Planet Rock. Fox found me Jeff Bywater, who was an executive there, who I knew from, you know, helping market some of the MCA records, you know, and he says, we have this movie, we want Riff involved. So it's just a chain of events again, where I meet the producer, the producer, what's his name, blonde guy. He produced all the early Adam Sandler
The director films. Was the guy.
Well, Michael Lehman was the director, and he was from Heaven. Yeah, they were excited. And they sent me the script, and I read the script, and I go, you know, I didn't think the script was that great, but I get it. They said, well, we want you involved. So they came. Robert Simonds, S-I-M-O-N-D-S. Yeah, this guy's right out of Entourage. You know, even though they didn't have Entourage back then, he was Entourage. He was dating Daphne Zuniga from Melrose Place, and the two of them came over to our house for dinner one night. He was just wired, and she looked miserable because she had a Hollywood producer for a boyfriend. But he thought Airheads was going to be the biggest hit in the world, and he said Adam Sandler was going to be the biggest star in the world.
Was that like one of his first movies?
No, he had made a film. He had gotten rich early. He was really a child prodigy in the business because he got rich with a movie called stop the film a second. What was it called? Bad School Child something?
School Ties?
No, School Time. No, not that was Brendan Fraser. Anyway, look at Wikipedia. Robert Simonds, and you'll see he had a big hit with one of those films that a teen comedy, Bad Taste, and then he got really behind this Airheads thing. So, as a chain of events go, I get hired to be the music supervisor, and I also supplied all the laminates from my office that I've gathered for the credits, because those are all kind of done in a sort of a claymation sort of way, all these laminates, those are all mine. And then I gave them a bunch of stuff from my office, and they used this, the centerfold from the Sebastian Bach cover story where he's got the broken bottle. They used the centerfold, and it's on the wall, it's a painting on the wall in the studio. So it was, I mean, I was like a consultant, and then I helped put the music together. I got White Zombie, and that was like a big coup because White Zombie hadn't broken yet. They just had a buzz on Beavis and Butthead, and then they got in this film. And I know Rob Zombie to this day thinks that Airheads and Beavis and Butthead, they came together, and it was like the beginning of their journey.
You also got Ice-T and
Ice-T and Lemmy to do Born to. I thought Born to Raise Hell was the song that was going to be the theme of the movie, and I had to battle for it. There was also a song by, that I love too, that I wanted in the film that didn't get in there. A love-hate song. I forgot what it was called. It was not easy putting a soundtrack together. It got into political shenanigans that I had never had a taste for. But it was fun hanging out in the trailer with Adam Sandler and occasionally smoking a bowl with him. That was fun.
And that comes up later in your book when you're in Airheads promoting, and Adam Sandler, he was wearing a Bogman.
Well, that was kind of that relationship thing I was telling you about earlier. Is when I got, see, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we made the soundtrack, and everybody loved the soundtrack. It didn't. The movie bombed at the box office. I think it lives on cable because how could you deny Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler, and Steve Buscemi and three of those three guys together in one of their earliest films, along with Joe Mantegna, who's now the big star on Criminal Minds, and Joe and Michael McKean from Spinal Tap, and Michael Richards from Seinfeld, and Rosanna's brother David Arquette, who went on to marry Courtney Cox. He's the panicky guy in the studio. I mean, that film had a lot of. It's almost like an American. It's like a bombed American Graffiti. It just never made it. But yeah, a lot of stars were born in that film. So I got a nice check to be the supervisor, and then during the course of putting that together, the executives at Arista, who are distributing the soundtrack through the label, start to like come after me to be an A&R guy. Now in the very beginning, I said no. I like this little mini empire here I'm doing. It's fun. But they really, and that's why I call the chapter in Planet Rock my Faust chapter, because I did make the deal with the devil, and I took
that guy you had a meeting with Clive Davis.
Well, yeah, that meeting, that's how that
What
chapter.
was it like meeting somebody who's so huge in the industry?
Yeah, well see, I had hung out with rock stars and their managers, and I knew iconic people. I mean, I had broken bread with many a powerful person. But he was not like any I'd ever met.
How so?
Because he came from this he looked corporate, and he looked like he wasn't part of the world that I came from. Lawyer, and wielding a lot of power. I just, I knew a lot of record executives, but the thing is, when I met him, I just was myself, and I just said shit off the cuff, and he played me a bunch of tapes, and I said, they all suck. And then he started to quiz me on whether I could identify talent at an early on. And then as I made the comment, I said, well, I think Beck is going to be around for a long time. And he sloughed off Beck.
A novelty act.
Yeah. So, anyway, I took that gig, and I got a big, I describe this in the book. And to be really honest with you, I've probably been trying to find my way back to my center, my professional center, ever since.
Well, there's another